That's Tanya's grandma. Yeah. And what's weird is my daughters, especially my youngest daughter, looks just like Tanya when she was little. Yeah. Offline. The one, hello. My kids are not in my life, and that reminds me, the one who's been behind stalking me for on here for the past 2 years and getting people involved in all that, none other than my daughter, my oldest daughter. At least she had enough. At least she got up the courage to use her actual picture and name for once. And continues to spread lies, so it doesn't matter. So I'm probably going to eat all these. This is the first. My other account, she commented on one of my videos. These are special. These aren't regular. They are the spicy cookies. You know Stoner Gump? How he makes spicy candy? I make the spicy cookies. What's great is I don't think those people know about this account. Because I've never gone live on here before, so maybe they won't know. I did that before I came on live too. My landlord's husband passed away too, by the way. For those of you who did not know. It's only a matter of time, you know that, right? My landlord's husband. She came down and renewed. We signed a lease for this year. And that was on New Year's Eve. And then that Wednesday, New Year's Day, he ended up going to the hospital. And then that Sunday, he passed away. He had diabetes. And he never went to the doctor or anything because he was stubborn. So, yeah. I check on her now and then, and her kids come a lot. But every time I talk to her, she's like, he left me, he left me, he left me. And I guess it's easier to say he left her than, and I completely get that. And I will never tell her about the messages that or anything that he ever said to me. Yeah. She was all excited she lost 10 pounds. Well, that's because she hasn't been eating. But it's understandable. So I did move my living area into my kitchen, or my dining room anyway. It's actually kind of nice. A cookie. Had a cookie for dinner. Now I'm going to have another cookie. And I'm going to change my eating habits too. Because I'm going to start doing what I did before. I'm going to do the Atkins protein shakes and start eating healthier, like a lot healthier, lighter dinners and that. And I think next month I might go back and start, go back to the gym, join the gym again. But I think the reason I'm waiting on that is because if I'm Tanya, I might be moving to Texas. Because there might be a house that I can live in. Well, if the story is true about the whole thing, the way she paid it off, the way the grandmother paid off the land in the house was the money she got from selling me. So, well, if I'm Tanya, I was taken from Center, Texas. And there's a house there that nobody lives in, but it's in the family still. And word has it that the grandmother, a couple weeks after Tanya was kidnapped, went into the bank and paid off the land and the house. So you ever hear about missing little girl Tanya Michelle Williams from Center, Texas? Um, I didn't know about it either until quite recently. So now I'm just waiting on DNA test results to confirm that I'm her. Well, nobody lives in the house, and that's the house that she paid off. It just needs cleaned up and that, which I'm fine doing. The family's been wanting to know for 41 years what happened to Tanya. And my birthday would be September 29th, 1981. Not November 23rd, 1980. Oh, you know how it's been going around. How she had people saying that I'm schizophrenic and that, right? Let me show you, because I did some tests. Did some psych evaluation test. When it comes to psychosis and schizophrenia, I don't have it. It says I scored 5 out of 105. It says that your results indicate that you have none or very few signs of psychosis. So no, I don't have schizophrenia. I don't have psychosis. I don't have bipolar. Minimal depression. Minimal anxiety. Don't have ADHD. But I did test positive for PTSD. I got a 5 out of 5 on that one. Oh, and my IQ, because I did an IQ test too. My IQ is 115. My IQ is 115. It says high IQ is 115 to 129. About 16% of the population. People with very high IQs demonstrate exceptional cognitive abilities. They often excel in complex problem solving, abstract thinking, and mastering advanced subjects. Now my IQ is 115. Bill Gates' IQ is 135. So I'm not as smart as Bill Gates, but I'm not that far off, am I? His IQ is like 20 points higher than mine. Bill Gates' IQ. The average IQ is like obviously less than 115. Which 60 some odd percent of the population have average IQs. Now I say this because when people want to sit on live streaming me like they do, talk mad shit, and say I'm this, that, and the other, and that I'm crazy, but yet then turn around and discuss with their little buddies there about the medications that they take for their mental health. Yeah. Oh, you can look up my name on YouTube too. And there's over 80 videos on there of my live streams on the account that is ScamSlam. No matter how many times I block these motherfuckers, they keep coming in. And they keep doing it. Yeah. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmod every mod I have left. But I'm going to check something out. I'm going to leave the one person modded that I do think it is to see what happens. And to those of you who were on here, if you're unblocked and you go on my live and you get blocked again, DM me on this account, because then I know who did it. You know, but I'm pretty sure I know it. I'm pretty sure it's her. Okay, so there's only 4 people I have as mods. One is Dollface, one is Jeep in the Coast, one is Emily with an owl, and one is Josie. That's the thing, it's not going to tell me unless I'm live, and I can't go live on this account yet.
Whoa, wait! How do you know morning breath? Did you?
Let me go to my blocked list. I don't know if it's going to tell me who blocked you or not. We're going to find out. Yeah, it doesn't even say. It just says who's on the blocked list. It doesn't say anything about who did it. Yeah, for the most part. Why would you put high in 3938? That's weird. That is Frankie. He's the one I talk about and sing. I sing his music. I say, okay, I'm going to sing my favorite person. That's him. He's the one I've been in love with for 4 years. What do you want me to sing? I can sing one song because it's after 11:30. So, what do you want me to sing? All right. One song. I like this song. Everybody's looking for that something. One thing that makes it all complete. You'll find it in the strangest places. Places you never knew it could be. Some find it in the face of their children. Some find it in their lovers' eyes. Who can deny the joy it brings when you found that special thing? You're flying without wings. Some find it sharing every morning. Some live solitary lives. You'll find it in the works of others. A simple line can make you laugh or cry. You'll find it in the deepest friendships, the kind you cherish all your love. And when you know how much that means, you'll find that special thing. You're flying without wings. And so impossible as it may seem, you've got to fight forever a dream. 'Cause who's to know which one you let go would have made you complete? Well, for me it's waking up beside you. to watch the sunrise on your face, to know that I can say I love you at any given time or place. It's little things that only I know. Those are the things that make you mine. And it's like flying without wings, 'cause you're my special thing. I'm flying without wings. And you're the place my life begins, and you'll be where it ends. I'm flying without wings, and that's the joy it brings. I'm flying without wings. Okay, that's it. Because after that, I can't sing anymore night. I have to come on earlier in the evening, earlier in the day, something. No, we've never dated. We've had a lot of flirting, and he knows how I feel about him. And no matter what happens, as long as he's happy, that's all that matters to me. And if I never get the chance to be with him, I'm not going to be with anybody, because he has my heart, and always has. From the first time I ever laid eyes on him. If he ends up with someone else, then as long as they treat him right and take care of him, and as long as he's happy and that they don't want to change him, then I'll defend their relationship. And I won't just be protective of her, I'll be protective of him, I'll be protective of her too. But the first time she hurts him, the first time that person hurts him, I'll be rocking that orange jumpsuit. Don't play with me. I love him. And nothing's ever going to change that. I just wish he would just tell me something. For me, it'd be like, and people have asked me what the perfect date would be for me and him. In my opinion, like if I was here, right? Say he showed up. Let me tell you what the perfect date would be. It would be depending on where we were. So, but it would kind of be along the same lines. Perfect date would just be quality time with him. To where he can be himself and we can talk like normal people and get to know each other better and don't have to go anywhere, and he could just wear sweats and I wear my jammies and watch old concerts or whatever. Wouldn't even have to go out. Unless he wanted to, then it's a different story. But if we were in Florida, the perfect day for me, if it was to be with him, would be we would go out on the beach with Presley, collect seashells, because I like doing that kind of thing, and just play in the water. And after we were done, we'd go inside, shower, and have our, get our junk food ready and just Netflix and chill or whatever. Order in or fuck things up in the kitchen. Who knows? See me, I don't want like best gift for me would be just to spend time with him. Most women want diamonds and furs and jewelry and all that. Me, I just want to spend quality time with him. That would be Truth is, I've never been out on a date before. Yes, I've been married before, I've been in relationships before, but I've never been on a real date. Never had romance, never a real date. Hell, I've been married twice and never had a wedding. I don't know what romance is. I mean, I know how to be romantic, but I've never experienced it myself. So yeah, my perfect date would just be quality time with him. Without all the distractions, because we've had the distractions. I want to be able to have a real conversation with him. You know, where he can actually be himself and I can be myself and not be all nervous around each other because a bunch of people are around. Because talking to him when it's just me and him talking, which, like, I had a Zoom with him back in 2021. Or was it 2022? No, it was 2021. I believe it was 2021. I'm doing alright. I was so nervous at first, and then we got on and Zoom started, and it was like talking to somebody I've known my entire life. And the only person I've ever felt comfortable being affectionate with me, like hugging me, touching me, anything like that, is him. You too. So, maybe someday. If I'm lucky. Girl can dream, huh? I'm in New York. I've been here for over a year. I'm actually in Staten Island. What the hell? I haven't even been on here this long, and I verify you're there. Fuckers. Well, for fuck's sake, if I move it, you know I move it. That means I'm still alive and kicking. So, it's stupid that I want quality time with him. Just I miss him. Been in love with the man for 4 years. Been in love with him for 4 years. Haven't been with nobody in the because I can't. I'll never be able to be with anybody unless it's him. Hell, no matter how hard I've tried, I can't stop thinking about him. But that's been going on from the jump. And I genuinely miss him more than I've ever missed anyone in my entire life. Have what? He knows how I feel. I told him to his face in 2023 at Your Choice Awards. Got the strangest response I've ever gotten. Oh, but I want you to fall in love with somebody else because I want you to be happy. But I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay. That's not, Then we had a moment, brief moment, at Wings of Wishes 2023 by the fireworks. I DM'd him after the thing when everybody was out on the balcony, and I was off in the corner. I'm like, fireworks look beautiful. I DM'd him that. And I'm looking up at them, I'm over in the corner, Someone told me to look over. Look over. He was standing right there. But with his camera, like, right next to me. Not like that, with this camera. And my dumbass, fancy meeting you here. He giggled. He's like, I'm just trying to get pictures or video of the fireworks. I was like, oh. Looked at each other, smiled at each other. He put his arm or his hand on my forearm. And before anything could be said, someone came over and said that he had to go take some photos or whatever with some fans. And he was like, right now? And she said, yeah. I said, okay. And that was that. I have taken stuff down to where he teaches when he's here. I've done it 4 times. 4-hour round trips. 4 of the 4-hour round trips. Did I see him? No. Did I expect to see him? No. Did I do it because I wanted him to know I was thinking about him? Yes. You think so? Yeah, I'll just hire him as a pool boy. See, the thing is, even if, I know I'm Tanya. The family believes I am. I believe I am. Law enforcement believes I am. In the words of the detective or investigator, we just need the DNA test results to solidify that I am. I know I'm going to be very, very sitting pretty well off and all that after all this. Here's the thing. Whether he and I end up together or not, I'm gonna still support him, and I'm gonna help him the best I can, because him being an entertainer, that's what he was born to do. I would rather help him, and if I can, that way he can focus on his career instead of having to practically work himself to death in order to be able to have his career. And when something does happen to me, and eventually long down the road, I'm gonna leave everything to him. Everything that comes, whatever money, whatever money comes from my name after I'm gone, everything I'm gonna leave to him. He he's the reason I'm still here. He's the reason why I have kept going and haven't given up. He's the reason I found my voice and my confidence and everything else. He's the reason I changed my life the way I did. So no matter what, you know, would I love it if he would just show up at my door and say he feels the same way or something like that? Yes, I fucking would. Or tell me something. I've asked him, if you don't feel the same way, just tell me. He hasn't told me. He left me on red, but hadn't told me. For all I know, he's probably wondering what the results are too. One of the times I took him something down there and dropped it off with the students. Because it was like they were getting ready to do it. Yeah, they were getting ready to do a competition, so they were, practicing, getting ready for it and everything. And I think it was like 11:30 that night. And I got a DM from him thanking me for the gifts, and he said he cried when he saw his baby Presley. I did a diamond painting of Presley, and he loved it. So, but he is a very, very busy man. I don't even know what cookie that was. Well, yeah. Now, when I saw him at Wigs and Wishes, I told him what I brought him. He loves peanut butter, so I got him 4 of the those candy peanut butters. I took him some, peanut butter fudge and I think peanut butter cookies too, regular peanut butter cookies, not the special kind. But I've given him some of those before too. But I was going through the stuff that I took for him. He's like, oh, I see. He's like, you want a fat Frankie? I was like, no, you're perfect the way you are no matter what. I want him to be a happy Frankie. There's the difference. So, I would love it if he just showed up at the door, rang the doorbell, and just talked to me. Actually, what would be really nice is if I got to spend Valentine's Day with him. Do y'all know how many cookies I've eaten yet? I don't. 2, 4, 5, 6. Did I eat 2 or 3? 3. Okay, thank you. Oh, I ate 4. Oh, well, I'm gonna eat them. I don't care. There's like 5 left in the thing. I think if he came over, we would have a lot of fun. Yes. They are the spicy cookies. If you know who Stoner Gump is, you'll know what I mean. They are the spicy homemade peanut butter cookies. I have a very high tolerance for shit. Usually, people it takes 2. I eat 6 to 8. I can't find anybody that can hang with the big boys. Me. Big dog. Let me explain. People that eat my cookies, the spicy cookies, right? People that have a card and do it all the time. The flour, the spicy can't do all that. They eat 2, go to bed and not take their medication because they forget to. Now wake up not knowing what day it is. I'm glad. Yeah. Let me tell you a little story. My ex, the one I'm pretty sure is got more than what he bargained for, which is why I haven't heard from him. He would pop up at my stepdad's house all the time without my stepdad, and I would make him there. And there was like 5 burnt ones. He was like, "Can I have those?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead. I don't care." So he took them. He went back to the woman's place he was staying at before he got his own place. left him on the table, went to the bathroom, forgot him, went up to his place. She called him about 45 minutes later and told him he needed to go and help her. He needed to go to her place and help her up from the table. He said, "Well, what's wrong?" And she said, "I ate the cookies. I can't get up." He said, "How many did you eat?" She said, "All of them." She ate 4. Yeah, she ate 4. She couldn't get up from the table. So I can't find anybody that can hang with me. Because when I say hang with the big dog, when I say hang with the big dog, I eat 6 to 8, 10 cookies, right? I also do the vaporizer and the regular broccoli too. I've yet to find somebody that can hang with me. For a double batch of peanut butter cookies, I used about a half an ounce of spiciness. So, I drank Marines under the table. When I used to drink. You can't do that no more. Why? Because it makes me very sick. Now, when you get a hangover, you get it for a day. No, me, I would get one for a week or 2 because of my gastroparesis, which was most likely caused by the fuckers that. Yeah. And when it comes to revenge, the best revenge is hitting him where it hurts the most. Their pocketbooks, reputations, and freedoms. Legally. Night. Yeah, they also start. They don't like. It takes a while for them to kick in. It feels like it's not working, then all of a sudden it kicks you in the ass. I ate 6 one night, and I'm like, this ain't working. Maybe I did it wrong or something. And no, I didn't. Next thing I remember, I was waking up 3 hours later. I wish. Wish I could sleep well. No. At least I'm able to sleep at night now. That was a bit. Because did you know when you've been kidnapped and you find out that you've been kidnapped, you start remembering things that you didn't know happened? Like the earliest memory I have being with that family that I grew up in. I tried running away, and the woman who adopted me when I in 1990, who I believed was my aunt growing up, caught up with me. I got up to elementary school. She got me and put me in the car before I could get up to the doors, and she took me back to the house and took me inside where they proceeded to beat me. Next thing I remembered, I was I was in the shower with who I believed to be my uncle. Next thing I remember after that was I couldn't stop urinating. They had to put me in diapers and they took me to the doctor, and I had to shove a shot in my hip and my ass to stop. Man, that's very mild to what I've experienced in my life. See, from all accounts, those people didn't get me for about a year. Because everything, oh, when you were 2.5, when you were 2.5, when you were 2.5, nothing before that. I know, I'm going to. I remember the day I was taken. I also remember where I was kept, how I was transported. And a lot of horrific shit. So that most likely is why I've been mourning tonight like I was when I was in the center, staying very elevated because I don't want to remember anymore right now. The day I was taken out, there was a White House on the left side of me. The man that took me was in a gray suit with black dress shoes and a gray hat that dipped in the center and had a feather on the right side of the hat. And he gave me a red or orange safety sucker. And it had to be somebody I knew. Then I woke up in the back seat of a car. Tannish, beigeish, leather seats. Something to do with gold. But I remember there was a woman in the front seat and the passenger side, and I remember they had a conversation. She said, "What if she remembers?" And he said, "Don't worry, she's so young she won't remember. Just make sure you take better care of this one than you did the others." And she said, it wasn't her fault the baby fell. And he said he didn't believe her because the first time they started arguing, he hit her and I passed back out. So. And then, ironically, the family that I ended up with in the long run, leader of the fucking Illuminati. They called her grandmother Hayden. I grew up knowing her as my great grandmother. And yes, I can prove what I say. People hopefully know that by now. But it's kind of ironic that's who I ended up with, isn't it? Who do you think runs the country and the world and all that shit? You walk into the FBI office. Here's what happened. I walked into the office, I turned and I looked up on the wall. Up on the wall. Big old picture of the all-seeing eye in a pyramid. I guess it's a good thing they're scared of me. So if they weren't, they would have taken me out a long time ago. Because see, they called the cops on me. Instead of just giving me the answer, no, they weren't going to help. But they called the cops because when I went back, that's when they didn't know, I guess, whatever it is about me when I went to see about getting help from them. They were all for helping me. Told me when to get back, when to go back. But then when I went back, that's when it was very different because they wouldn't come near me. They would get close to me and they get very, very visibly nervous. So when they call the cops on you instead of taking you out themselves, and the cops show up and they're all rude with you, and these motherfuckers who are bigger than you lock themselves in a fucking building. 2 of them. Cops show up and says, "What are you doing here?" You know how cops are with everybody. Rude as fuck. And I told him why I was there, and he wanted my driver's license. I gave him my driver's license, didn't call it in, nothing. He looked at it, handed it back to me, and then he changed to, "Now, if you come back, you'll be arrested for trespassing, right?" I looked out my driver's window, my windshield, smiled at the head guy and the other guy there. And I said, "It's okay. See, I'm a child of God. See, I won't be back because I'm a child of God, unlike some people who sell their souls for monetary gain." The 2 motherfuckers, bigger than me, went white as ghost, fear of God in their eyes. 900. So whatever it is in their book about me, whatever I did, Or maybe because I survived everything that they did to me. I don't know. But I sure shit ain't scared of them. Masons, Sisterhood of the Eastern Star, Knights of the Templar, Scottish Rites, all those motherfucking groups. That's combine them. That makes up the Illuminati. I think that's why they had me medicated and everything else, to keep me under control. And to where I wouldn't remember whatever it is happened and whatever the reason they're scared of me for. But eventually I'm going to figure it out. And there's more to that story that but I've told it so many times. So I gave you the short version. And yes, I have Master Illuminati members following me on my other account. I'm actually very intrigued as to why they are scared of me. So, yeah. So, how's everybody doing? Hopefully any day now I will have the results from my DNA test. Alright. Hello. Hi. I'm alright. I feel like it's not real, if that makes sense. Nothing seems to feel real to me anymore. Nothing feels real. Maybe because of what's going on, I don't know, but it doesn't fucking feel real. I guess that has something to do with when it's not every day you find out that you were kidnapped and you find yourself. I'm not even the one that called law enforcement. I saw the I went looking because the name Tanya kept nagging at me. It feels very familiar. And I've always felt weird being called Heather. I looked up early, children missing in the early 80s. Tanya Michelle Williams came up. I clicked on it. Dropped my phone when I saw the age progression photo. Got on live and said, please tell me this isn't me. Please tell me this does not look like me. Tell me this does not look like me. I was freaking out. Someone who was watching called. And they said, oh my god, it looks just like her. She looks just like the age progression. And told that person to tell me to call them, and that's how it started. So yeah. Not to mention the people on here trying to re-traumatize me. You know? So then I find out information about these people. Like their actual names and who they're related to and everything.
She sat with them. She never stood for them. The latter negates.
Well, I knew it'd be approved. Shit. My bill was approved. On my other account.
Where are you from, Marge? So, like I said, if I have any of you blocked on my other account, DM me on this account. And I'll unblock you. And I'm going to put it down to one mod. The person I think it is. And then if you get blocked again, that tells me I'm right. But if you don't, that means I was wrong and I know exactly who it is. It's one of two people. I know it's one of the two people that I'm thinking of. I have a mod that is evidently working both sides, so to speak.
people that are on this account on my live right now have been blocked on my other account by one of my mods. So I'm going to get rid of all but one of them that I believe it is. And if anybody gets blocked, DM me on here and let me know. Add Heather McCord 1123. Different profile picture. It's one of my modeling pictures. Well, hell. By the time all this is said and done, I'll be rich and I'll be able to have the career I want, and I won't have to sell my soul for it. My soul is not for sale, motherfuckers. And you can tell who has and who has not. For example, when did Celine Dion be able to start singing again and dancing and everything else? Because I know she had the stiff person disease, stiff person syndrome. She couldn't sing, she couldn't even talk, couldn't walk, nothing. And now all of a sudden she's up dancing around, singing and everything else at the Grammys. That's not... Yeah, Celine Dion. Yeah, you didn't know she performed at the Grammys with will.i.am, up dancing, singing, and everything else. But the thing is, it doesn't quite sound like her either. Yeah, so let me show you something. She was very ill. She had stiff person syndrome, which there's no coming back from that. It's not her. If it is her, then some fuckified shit had been going on. Dion. You're telling me. No. She wasn't able to walk, talk, sing, nothing. There's no way. I'm telling you, that's not Celine Dion. Doesn't even really sound like her. Did it sound like her to you guys? It does, but it doesn't. Because it's like, even when she would sing, you could hear the accent. You can't. You can't hear the accent in her singing anymore, which is not. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was some Grammys of this year. Uh, yeah, no. I'm telling you, something wicked has been afoot. Something very wicked. Haven't you noticed that they don't even hide it anymore? You're not understanding what's going on, do you? That's not Celine Dion. No, it's not Celine Dion. That's most likely a clone. Or maybe a robot. You know, they have those now. Yeah. See, A-list celebrities that seem to things come very easily to them. How do you think they end up being A-list celebrities? I know more about the Illuminati than I would like to. I know what they do. I've seen it. I've I did more than see it. Because things were done to me. Illuminati has a get together every year. They have a international convention every year. They get a yearbook. The Illuminati. The Masons, the Sisterhood of the Eastern Star, the Knights of the Templar, the Scottish Rites, the list goes on and on. It's all those groups combined. They called the woman I grew up believing was my great grandmother Hayden. It's from all over the world, all over the country. Mohassin Cauldron. Alta Aryan. Sisterhood of the Eastern Star. Glory be to God, to the glory of God. Right above it, an upside down pentagram. Alta Aryan. Not yet, but it should be any day, hopefully. Two African accepted Masons on the face of the earth. Howard W. Aryan. That's Alta. And I actually have this letter that was written October 14th, 1957 to Joan, Jack, and Carol. And right here it says Graham, Mother Hayden, and right above it says Alta, and I can get and I have the letter in my closet. So, yeah. I don't think their intention was to actually keep me. I think their intention was to, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be here, so to speak. But whatever it was that they did to me when they tried to take me out, like they did the rest of the children, failed. I remember bits and pieces. So, anyways, soon, hopefully. Hopefully we'll know soon. Because right now I have things on hold like modeling and that kind of thing. I'm putting all that on hold right now until I find out if I'm really Heather or Tina. I don't think I'm Heather. But there really was a Heather. It is. To say the very least, it is, yes. I'd be happy just to finally know and get it over and done with, and, I would, I'll tell you what. See if I can find those pictures. Well, here anyway. Nope, they're in my text messages on that phone.
Unless I went too far back. Could have. No, I can't get to him on this phone, I don't think. Once the DNA test results come back, go from there and yeah, it's not this isn't a common thing when you find out you've been kidnapped and missing for 41 fucking years. And this is not how someone wants to become famous either. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, to say the least. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. I realize I don't overreact any. At least now I know I don't ever overreact. For the longest time, I thought maybe I was overreacting at times, and I know I'm not. I'm actually, I guess, taking it better than anyone else would, or most people would. Because it doesn't feel real. Not just that, because of everything I've been through in my life, it honestly would not surprise me if this is true, if this is what it is. It wouldn't surprise me if that family stole me or bought me or whatever. After everything they've done, nothing surprises me anymore. The reason I tell my story and things I've been through and everything is so I can help others to let them know that anything is possible. And, you could get through anything. Look at everything I've been through, you get through anything. And the whole shit, hurt people, that's a bullshit excuse just to give a reason to hurt others. Because if that was the case, if hurt people, don't you think I would be like, I think I would be the first one hurting others if that was true. But see, I could never hurt anybody. And even the people that hurt me, I want them to pay for what they did, but I'm not going to go do it myself because then I would still be paying. I would continuously be paying for what they've done. And I'm not going to do that. I don't condone violence. I can't even... I still can't even hate them. When I say I don't understand hate, envy, jealousy, violence, any of it, because I don't. I don't understand because I'm not like that. And even with everything that's happened to me, all the abuse and everything, I don't wish ill on anyone. I wouldn't want anyone to... I don't even want them to be physically hurt, if that makes sense. I want them to pay for their crimes legally, where they are in prison for. I would love for them to be in prison for the rest of their lives. But see, for me, the best revenge I can get is hit them where it hurts the most. Their wallets, their freedoms, and their reputations. What do I mean? Well, their freedoms are going to lose them, obviously. And with what they put me through, what I did, or what they did to me in that, that's a lot of money that they're going to have to pay me. And their reputations, well, when I write my book, I'm going to actually put their names and pictures in it. And everybody's going to know. Will I ever forgive them? No. They don't deserve it. I don't need to forgive them. For me, healing doesn't involve forgiveness. Because I've tried that shit. I've tried the whole forgiveness shit. It don't work with me. Because when you forgive people for what they've done to you, and then you find out they do worse things than you thought that they had done before, and then things just keep coming up that you keep remembering more and more, there's no forgiving them. They need to be put somewhere for the criminally insane. Because it's very obvious that they are all a danger to themselves and others. Extremely obvious to me that they're a danger to themselves and others. And there ain't gonna be no plea agreement. Because I know, if I'm not mistaken, for plea agreements, they would have to talk to me about it and see if I would agree or not. No. Kiss my ass. You know what people do and speak. You stole me from my family, stripped me my identity, give me a dead child's identity. But God knows how many people do God knows what to me. Convinced me that I was crazy. Abused me in every way known to man. Convinced doctors to put me on over 30 prescriptions where I'm taking over 90 pills a day. Sleeping 23 out of 24 hours a day, so I can only imagine who she let in there to do what they wanted. And this is as an adult. Not to mention poisoning me and everything else, too. So, no. There ain't ever going to be a plea agreement, no. And every time they go up for parole, if ever, I'm going to be right there. Hell no.
Have a good night. I can't wait to get this dealt with. Find out who I am, get my identity fixed, and then go on with the career I want to have. You know? So, it is 1:55 in the morning. So I think I'm going to end this. Like I said, if you're blocked on my other account, just message me on here and I'll unblock you on there. I'll be on there sometime tomorrow. Criminal justice. Ironic, isn't it? I'm in school for criminal justice and I'm working on my own kidnapping case. For now, anyway. Because I have a warning right now. Because last term did not go the way it should have gone. Did I have a block party? No, not exactly. One of my mods is shisty. One of my mods is shisty. So I'm going to unmod every mod I have except one. And the one I'm keeping is the one I think is behind it. So if you go on my other account when I'm live and you get blocked, DM me on here. And I will take care of it because at least then I know who did it. And if you don't, then we don't have a problem and it was the other person I thought who did it. You know, either way. But I just have a sneaky suspicion that I'm right. So that's what I mean. Just DM me if you do. On this account, obviously. It's Heather McCord 1123. No, they don't. They live stream me and everything. I've had fake supporters, fake friends, everything. I'm alright, I'm as well as could be expected. When you know you need to cut back on the spiciness of things, instead of doing it all the time, but if you do, you'll start remembering things that you don't want to remember. You know. Oh, it's not you. There's several people doing it, so yeah. Oh, nothing happened to my other account. I just, I was live 20 minutes on there and someone reported me for nudity and something else. This is, and I was reported for nudity and something else. Yeah. They're fucking obsessed. I mean, I'm wearing clothes, man. I got back, but this here, my backup account here is actually my 4th account I've had on this app. Because people have got me I had 2 other accounts. Both permanently bananaed because of what's been going on over the past 2 years. Person who started it all was my daughter. She even pretended to be Frankie. Got others involved and harassing me and all this shit. Yeah. I actually have 2 daughters. One that is very, very unstable. And another one who's like me from my understanding, and a really good kid. Never hurt anybody. They are 21 and 22. Difference? 2 different fathers. And my daughter, I can tell you right now, is a good mom. But she blames me for everything she's ever been through in her life, and my kids were not taken from me. They were taken from someone I thought I could trust. My ex-husband was a narcissist. And he left me for a much older woman when I was 25. Him and her and their friends kept calling CPS on me. CPS would come check the house out. Everything was fine. They were never going to take my kids from me. So when he figured out that they were not going to take my children from me, he got 2 people who I thought were mutual friends. He got one of them to tell me that he was planning on breaking into my home and unaliving me in front of my children and taking them to California. The other one he convinced to get her to get me to, get her to have me trust her enough to take my children, saying that they would be safe to get, go get what I needed to get done to keep my children and I safe. And that she would take my kids and, she got my kids on a Friday. I was going to go that Monday to get a restraining order. I saw my kids on that Saturday. I talked to them that night. Sunday morning, she called the guy I was with, she called his cell phone. And she told me that she needed me to sign power of attorney papers just in case she needed to take my kids to the doctor. I said, let me call you back. I told Terry. Terry said, call her back now, get the kids back right now. Called her. Repeatedly for over 2 hours. Finally, she called back. They took the kids. Who the fuck took my kids? CPS and the police. Must have been your stepdad that called. Got in our girlfriend's vehicle, drove over to my stepdad's house, and got in there just in time because Terry would have gone back to prison if I hadn't gone in there when I did. I was doing UAs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for months, passed everyone. Did everything the judge told me to do. Then about a week or two before the final court hearing, caseworker called me in her office and said she wanted me to come in, that she needed to talk to me. Because Terry and I were not married, he was not allowed in the room. So it was me and her. I went there, and she put a picture of me and his daughter down in front of me and says, "Now, don't you want those girls to have a life you can never give them?" And that the judge was going to terminate my rights and it was better to relinquish them. And I believed her. And I thought I was doing what was best for my kids. So the next court hearing, the final court hearing, we went and judge asked me if I signed the papers, and I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, I was young and stupid. I thought that CPS was all about keeping the kids together, and keep the families together. But judge asked me if anybody coerced me into signing the papers, and I said, no, ma'am. I want what's best for my kids. And I was crying when I was... That was it. A few years after that, public defender person for the case, yes. But a couple years after that, I found out the judge can't even talk. The judge was going to give me my kids back at that court hearing if I didn't sign the papers. I was going to get my kids back. And the caseworker knew it. See, I believe that CPS was about keeping the families together. They're not. It's all about who's the highest bidder. I signed the papers because I was convinced that the judge was going to terminate my rights. I didn't know it was the same fucking thing. She said it was better to relinquish them than have them terminated. I was young and fucking stupid. As smart as I was stupid. My daughters could not be adopted together either. Because my oldest daughter has been doing all the shit for the 2 years. She's the reason they couldn't be adopted together. I understand that. My daughters are now 21 and 22. I wanted what was best for my kids. You gotta think about the life I've had, too. The life I've had thinking that I I never thought I could be brainwashed, but evidently I've been brainwashed my whole fucking life. I was brainwashed into thinking that I was crazy. Hence the psych test that I did the other day. I have CPTSD, and that's it. There were a lot of factors involved because I also had the adopted mother, telling me what she thought was best. I can guarantee that they had part in getting my kids taken from me. Guaranteed. And yes, they continuously have lied to my daughters, which is why I haven't seen my youngest, who is 21, since she was 3. And my oldest, well, she found me when she was 16, and she needs help. She has a lot of issues. So, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'd love to be able to have a relationship with both my daughters. But because my oldest daughter is the way she is, there's no way possible I could ever have a relationship with her and feel safe. And after everything she's done, there's no way.
in a perfect world, could. When she lived in, let's put it this way, my oldest daughter, from what I've been told, has been in hospitals 11 times for up to a year and a half at a time. I don't think that's going to work. She lived with me and that family briefly in 2022. And the day she left to go back to Indiana, she emptied out my brand new inhaler, so I went without an inhaler for a month. She's told me to unalive myself. The things that just. She needs help. And not the type of help I can give her. The reason my daughters could not be adopted together is because my oldest daughter tried to unalive my youngest daughter several times. When she was little. I don't know what her primary diagnoses are, but I do know that she knows what it's like to what it looks like to have emotions, what it looks like to be happy and sad and angry and what it's like looks like to cry and everything. She doesn't actually knows what it feels like to have those emotions. So that would be what? She also tried to unalive my ex-sister-in-law's cat. No, not autistic. That would be a sociopath. Someone who gets great joy and great pleasure in hurting the one person that would have done anything for them. And seeing them sick and have seizures and everything else. She enjoys seeing it when it comes to me. So, she's also lied multiple times about being pregnant. And the list goes on and on. But no, she's not autistic.
She also thinks that she's literally the spawn of Satan, so that should tell you something else. She also thinks that her biological father is Satan himself. Literal sense. In the literal sense. She needs something. She's also atheist. Her adopted mother told me that one time she threw up blood on purpose. I don't know how that's possible. So I didn't know she was violent with my youngest daughter when I had them. It turns out she was. One time, I was in the kitchen doing the dishes. Her and her sister were in the living room with my adopted parents. Now, mind you, my adopted mom is who I believed was my aunt when I was growing up. Okay? And evidently, while they were sitting there, she was on the floor and she got on top of my youngest daughter and started choking her. And the adopted mom says, "You stop that right now." And Jeanette looked up at her and goes like this. Something like that. I scared the shit out of myself there. And then looked back down and continued to choke her sister. Then the adopted mom got up and smacked her, and that's what got her to stop. My youngest daughter, they're 11 months apart to the day. My youngest daughter's not like that. The one big difference is they have two different biological fathers. Her father was very, very abusive. Tried to unalive me on several occasions, almost daily. Would slam my head up against a concrete wall and all that good shit. I'm surprised he didn't unalive me when the night I got pregnant. So yeah. I didn't notice until months ago when I was looking at their pictures, their baby pictures and that, when they were little. There's this vacant look in her eyes in every picture. Like something is missing. So I don't know. Love my daughters. I'd love to be able to have a relationship with my daughters. But there's no way I could ever have one with her again. And I hate that. When she found me when she was 16, I would drive 8 hours round trip to see her for half an hour. Well, it started out as a half an hour. Once a week. I would drive 4 hours there, see her the first time for a half hour, then drive 4 hours back. And then the weeks after that, it went from 30 minutes to 20 minutes to then it got to the point where it was just I got to see her for a few minutes and I would give her whatever she asked me for. I would take it to her. I would get it for her, take it to her. No, not yet. Hopefully soon. But I've tried so many times to make up for everything that has ever happened to her that wasn't even my fault. But yeah, she has a relationship with people that actually hurt her. But she hates my guts. That's why I finally said, I'm done. And I'm not going to let her guilt trips work on me or anything anymore. I was a good mom. I'm a good person. That's always gone out of my way to help others. And up until recently, I started becoming selfish lately. But everybody's telling me it's good. It's about time. Because of everything. And it's not being selfish. Spending my money on me and getting things I want isn't selfish, I guess. But, I know I'm a good person. And I don't deserve what's been going on, and I don't deserve the shit that's happened to me. And I don't deserve for my daughter to keep doing the shit she's been doing since she was 16 years old. To me. See, she found me when she was 16, only wanted me to play a part of her life so she could use me for whatever she could get out of me and completely destroy mine. And possibly see me unalived. Most likely, I think that would bring her great joy, actually. And I wish I was lying. Or exaggerating or something. But I'm not. I wish he was my boyfriend. I've only been in love with him for fucking 4 years. Shit. It's an inhaler, y'all. What do you mean? Oh, mirror him? What are you talking about? My daughter doesn't mirror Frankie. She pretended to be Frankie a couple times, I think. You said, why would she mirror Frankie? Oh, yeah. No, like I said, she wants to hurt me as much as humanly possible. She gets great joy out of that. She's befriended people in his fan club to lie about me. Yeah. She's just something else. At this point, I just want her to leave me alone. That's it. I wish her all the happiness and success and all that in the world, and I hope she gets help for her problems, but, you know, I'm done. People only have control over you if you allow it. I've taken back the control. Like I said, her guilt trips, none of that's ever gonna work again. I've had enough of it. I have this other shit going on. You know, if it comes back, I'm telling you, we're not even related to those people, and she doesn't care. Rest, when is that? I go in my room, I lay down, and once I get my mind to shut the fuck up, I pass out. Then I get up, you know, whatever time I get up. At 2 a.m. feeding. Is it a boy or a girl? It depends on the day. Well, that's interesting, actually.
I've been getting a lot more sleep lately than I used to. Um, oh, wish I could have a puppy. Maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, if that. Sometimes I can't sleep at all. You know, one thing I want more than anything, other than finding out who I am. Oh, if I could have anything in this world, other than finding out who I am and all that, if I could have anything in this world, I'd have Frankie show up at my door to spend time with me. One thing I want more than anything in this world is just spend time with Frankie. Quality time. Like, for people with epilepsy, how old is who? My daughter or Frankie or me? Oh, Frankie is 34. I, however, am either 44 or I'm 43. I won't know till the DNA test comes back. Because if I'm Tanya, that means I'm younger than I grew up believing. No, it's not Frankie Avalon's son. No. We call his dad Big Frank, though. Everybody calls his dad Big Frank. No, his name's Frankie Zolfarino. And I miss him dearly. I miss him more than I've ever missed anybody. Besides my daughters. No, Zolfarino. You too. Um, are you blocked on my other account? If you are, DM me and I'll unblock you. This is actually the first time I've ever gone live on this account. It's kind of nice and quiet, isn't it? And like I said, DM me if you are, and I'll unblock you. And then if you get blocked again, DM me again on here, and because then I know exactly who is behind it. And if you don't get blocked again, I still know who's behind it. Yeah, no reports on here. Shit. And thank God. You know, now I just want my daughter to leave me alone. Who what? You defuse anybody? Huh? Either I'm too stoned or not stoned enough. So, who knows what the future holds? Maybe I'll get really lucky and Prince Charming will show up at my door at some point. Anywho, I'm gonna end this for now. I'm going to bed. And I will see y'all later. Till next time, see you later. I shall try. I hope so too. I'll unblock you when I get up. Just DM me on here, like I said, and I'll take care of it. So, until next time, y'all have a good night. See you later.